Please be seated. Your Honor, this case is between Oluwayemi and Ruth Aramide. Parties sworn on oath.
Thank you, Akin.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Oluwayemi Ajide.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the one that brought your wife, Aramide.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what happened? What transpired? What led to this?
Several times my mother-in-law has tried to shatter
How long have you been married?
7 years now.
What kind of marriage was?
A court marriage was.
Registry?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
And are there offspring of the marriage, children?
I didn't get you.
Children,
yes. Yes, 3.
I'm listening, I'm all in.
So several times my mother-in-law has tried to shatter my home, giving malicious advice to my wife on how to treat me in the house, also sending various messages threatening my life, also advising her other kids to do the same. Her younger brother is in South Africa. He will call me, threatening my life that he will send boys to me to attack me, that I should tell my father and I should tell his own father that is what he's going to do. Recently, she sent thugs to my house and her mother to my house, and then even also sent...
The thugs told you she was one that sent...
I said immediately they came as regards the issue that happened, and then they were threatening me that I should go and apologize to the mother.
Okay, all right.
So also a man in a Nigerian army uniform, no tag, no nothing. I informed my father-in-law that this is what's been going on. My wife's mother came, August 23rd to be precise, to pack my wife's
Last
load.
year, 2020?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yes, Your Honor. Packed her things out of the house. Thank God I had come, and it was on a Sunday. I went out, we had a quarrel. I went out to cool off. On returning back, she had already packed my kids to her parents' house, packed her load. In process of packing her load with her younger brother, I came in. I started recording what was going on, sent it to a church member that is aware of all the harassment the mother has been doing. Even the church had reported it around 2015. The church banned her from coming to our house. But recently, because we had a baby, my wife pleaded with me that, okay, please let my mommy come for Mugo and things like that. And I accepted. That was the problems. I treat her like my own mother. When she came for the Omugo, I will wash her car. And she stays in the same vicinity. Why is she coming to sleep in our house, coming to poke nose in our affairs? Man and wife, they will have their problems. When she wasn't interfering in our marriage, there was peace. To the extent that sometimes my wife will always go there. Each time she goes there, she comes back with a different attitude. This scar on my head was because of her mother. This scar, my wife hit me with iron on my head. I didn't report it to the police. I didn't do anything. I just reported it to the church overseer, and I kept my calm. So these things have been going on. Assuming I did not see when they came to pack the load, because the younger sister had already called me a murderer. They will say because you've lost your job, you don't have anything to do, you have killed our daughter. So these things, that's that. And then recently I've been providing, because after she packed out August 23rd, I've not seen my children, and I've been providing for them. I have proof of money being sent to them on a monthly basis. I still paid their school fees. The father changed the school, because this is not the first time she has run out of our house. She did this and in anger previously around 2016. I went to pick my kids from the school because I'm the one that pays their school fees. It was then she started panicking. Now went to my parents' house and saw my kids there. Now packed back home, pleading with my parents. The same thing has happened now. Presently, she's still in her parents' house. My father and I, we've tried our possible best, to the extent that we've gone to their house afterwards that, okay, let us settle amicably. They refused. My father went there single-handedly, talked with her own father as well, man to man. They refused. So I have no option. I'm not seeing my kids. I'm sending money. Because of the position of things, there's nothing I've not done for her. I apply for jobs for her. I give him back his money, trying to meet up things. Assuming it's because, okay, I lost my job that the disrespect is this much. Not to the extent that your mother will start sending people. She's swearing for me that I will not reap from my children. That any day I taste 1 naira from I have the recording on my phone. Any day I taste 1 naira from my children, I will be ridiculed, I will die. Why? The only issue I and my wife have is that she says I drink too much. Yes, I have my alcoholic problem, which I have gone for treatment. That is a problem between man and wife. Not to the extent that her mother is coming to interfere. She even insulted my father when he went to see the grandkids in their own house. So my father, as an elderly person, said that is even enough, that he has tried his own best, Your Honor. That this embarrassment is becoming too unbearable, that we should actually look for ways we could get justice. That's why I came here, Your Honor.
Okay. So, what do you have to say to this? I'd love to listen to you.
Okay, so I met and married Yemi in May 2013. We dated for about 10 months before we got married in the 11th month. I knew he takes alcohol, but I didn't know it would be a problem, especially after he has a wife and then decides to be responsible. But as soon as 3 weeks into the marriage, I realized that the alcohol was a problem. Then came the beating. Whenever I talk, in fact, sometimes, after these 4 years we stayed with his parents. Sometimes when he gets too much on me, I'll go and meet his mom or his dad to help me talk to him. The way they will change it, and suddenly I'll become the bad person. Nobody talks about him drinking. Nobody sees anything bad with what he's doing. Sometimes he will go out 3 days, 4 days, you won't see him. He mentioned that he lost his job. It was as a result of the same drinking. He will go out on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday morning, Yemi is rushing into the house and he's changing his shirt to go to work. With hangover, red eye, he just throw tom into it. Sometimes he won't even shower. I'm the one that will actually drag him to the bathroom. Go and take your bath before you go to work. And you are telling me that your boss will not see all these things. Sometimes, one time he came back drunk and hit me. So I went to meet his mom and I said, please, mom, help me talk to this young man. This beating is becoming too much so that it doesn't get out of hand. She said that I don't behave like a well-trained child. I should be the one to make him stop the drinking. Anything my husband does to me, I should use it as cream and rub my body. That aside, along the line, it became too obvious. He says I usually go to my mom to talk. That is not necessary. We married and we live in Ago. I just told you that after 7 years, 4 years we stayed with his parents. It is the same beating that made his father send us out of the house. Several times, he will earn his salary today. Tomorrow, he will tell you he doesn't have money to go to work. I was a teacher then. Sometimes he will tell me, help me with 2K, let me fuel my car to work. I don't have transport to go to work. I'll say, okay, is it this small petty teaching job that I'm using to take care of myself that you want to still collect from? Okay, fine. Take ATM, withdraw 2,000 to fuel your car. Yemi will go and clear the account. Some other times, there was one that his mom was involved. He said, hey, give him now a phone. It's not the same work he's going. Give him the ATM. I gave him the ATM. He did the same thing. That was when I said I wasn't going to be wasting my resources on his alcohol again. Somebody that earns almost 200,000 today, 3 days into the new month, he doesn't have money anymore. Okay, baby needs diaper. Baby needs this. Baby needs that. Hey, don't ask me. I don't have money. I took loan. I said, why are you taking loan? People take loans when they have big projects. You are always taking loan because you are always owing. If you're not owing in a bar, you are owing in the hotel. If you're not owing in the hotel, you are... Then several accidents. I can't count how many things we have lost to alcohol. My wedding gift was a car. Yemi drove the car, had an accident several times, suggesting that we could not repair it. He had to sell it as scrap. My laptop that I entered his house with, he used it as collateral in a bar. Then came numerous phones. I can go on and on and on and on and on to show you the effect of how alcohol has affected our lives. The reason he says he's spoiling with my mom is because she will ask me, how is your husband doing? He is fine. Is that not the simple answer? But he is fine. I'll be painting him, oh, he's wonderful, he's this, he's that. And then tomorrow they are hearing news. So at the end of the day, they will go back home with information different from what I am saying. So that alone, according to him, says I'm reporting him to my mom. The evening he mentioned I broke his head. He went out to drink 2 days before. He did not come back. So that alone has crushed my spirit. I decided I wasn't going to talk to him. So in the evening, then it was just 2 children we had. I took my 2 girls to spend the evening with my mom at her shop. Around like to 7, he started calling. I refused to pick. Yes, I was angry. I refused to pick. On coming back into the house, he charged as usual to come and beat me. So iron was the closest thing, and I hit him on his head. And if he keeps complaining about my mother, you need to find out what exactly is the problem with my mother. Is she the only mother on this earth? Why is it that it's only her you are having issues with? It is because you have not been doing well, because you drink too much. And you cannot expect the woman to keep quiet. He himself said it that he banned her from, and truly she stopped coming. For 3 years, my mother did not visit me. She did not visit. Why? Because according to her, my husband has banned her. Now I had to start struggling between pleasing my husband and pleasing my mother.
What happened on 23rd August?
There was an event in the compound the day I left. There was an event in the compound and I went with my daughter. On coming down, he started flogging the girl. 6-year-old girl. What did she do? And I asked, what did she do that you're flogging her like that? Okay, you cannot beat me anymore. It's now my children you want to be beating. Does it make sense? That is after children that you are not feeding. That very day, what he started doing was he would take plates, he would go outside and buy his own food, come back and eat it. Whatever the children will eat, he's not interested. He doesn't care. It is just me and the children. Anything we're able to scratch, anything we're able to manage, we'll end up eating it like that. So I looked at it that, how long will I continue like this? This is not the life I planned for myself and my children. So I decided to leave. I left.
When was that? When did
That's
you leave?
August, he said.
23rd. Okay.
Yes. I left, and for 6 weeks, nobody bothered to ask for me. So I
didn't
told
look
him,
for you?
He didn't look for me. No, but he didn't even
Even
call.
the children?
He didn't even
Is that-
call.
No, ma. I reported the incident.
Don't worry. Let her finish then. You stay
So I
with her.
took the matter to this our local police station. They have this human rights department. The reason I did that was, let me see if I can compel him to provide for his children. And all he came blabbing, if you return his diary, that he wants a divorce, that all this one that he's doing, he's no longer interested, that my foolish father is intimidating him. They had to detain him that day. Like, are you okay? This is your in-law you are insulting. They slapped him and they detained him in the police cell that day. Like, if you
Who
don't,
slapped him?
the policeman in charge. If you don't have iota of respect for other people, you don't talk to your in-laws in that manner. So eventually, he said he was going to be providing 40,000 for the children. It was only once from that September till date. It was only once we saw that 40,000 naira. Around December again, my dad called him and said, "Young man, are you telling me you're going to leave your responsibilities for me to be taken care of?" And I said that.
Your dad?
Yes.
Okay.
That you should not call him again. That when the children grow up, they will look for their father. And that since I moved the children out of the house, I did not seek his consent when I was doing that. And so we should not disturb him again. And that was the end. Since that time till now, nobody has, until somebody called me and said that I was summoned to a court.
What do you have to say to that?
Okay, ma. Firstly, I have proof from the hospital, my kids' school fee that I have been paying. I don't know if you want me to bring them. This is their school. This is the hospital bill. This is the hospital bill. When my child was sick, he had pneumonia. She was lying to me. He had in November last year. He had pneumonia. I went to the hospital. I still paid 10,000 naira. I told her, take him to the health center because of the position I am. I don't have that money. Anything her mother says is what she will do. Inclusive of they didn't allow me to talk to my daughter. I bought a phone. This is the receipt. I bought a phone, bought a SIM to be talking to my daughter. They intentionally seized the phone. Till date, I have the phone number here. This is the receipt, ma, Your Honor. This is the receipt of the shop rent I opened for her. She said I'm irresponsible. No problem. But an irresponsible man would not think of providing for his wife that did not have a job out of love.
Indeed. Indeed.
This is the evidence of payment. This is a machine I bought, 90,000. Close to 500, over 500,000 I spent. Things that I've been buying. She will write. She will say she wants soup, 12.5. I noticed she was trying to extort me at a point. I now told her, I said, no, I'll be sending 40,000 naira. She came with policemen to pack the remaining of her load. Her father knows the DPO. When I saw that, I have tried my possible best to make peace. She said she wants separation, that we should go and get house for her. Is it the police that will be advising me to go and get a house when I have a house? My father-in-law, my father's house is in Agor Palace Way. My in-law's house is in Agor Palace Way. We live in Agor Palace Way. So why would my wife say she wants separation and I should be the one to pay it? If you say you want separation from me, go ahead and do it. You came, you packed all the machines from the shop that I opened. Due to your bitterness, you went to tell the woman because you could not be productive. You go for evangelism. You don't try as much as, this is the statement, I've asterisked everything I hospital bill, school fees, everything is there. This is the school fee I paid.
Yeah, no.
As
Those
at,
school fees was paid by him.
As at,
paid?
sorry ma,
No.
you will see the,
When he was working in his first company, we didn't have a child.
you will see the
Second company, I told you he got
this
a job and he
95,000.
lost.
Just a minute.
This is 95,000. Look at the evidence from my account. This bank statement is my bank statement. And this is the online class that she said I didn't pay. I wrote everything out one by one. School fees, 95,000 naira from my account. I sent that copy of the receipt to my father-in-law. I went to his office. That, look, I've paid my children's school fees. My father-in-law changed my children's school fees because she has done this thing in 2016 when I moved out of my father's house. Just not to be partial, Your Honor. I didn't want to be partial because sometimes she would tell me that my parents are saying, "Your moibo ye leko." So I said, okay, I don't want that problem again. Let me move out. I got a house. That same year that I got a house, I spent over 1.5 million. I got a house. And she went to her father's house to sit that time. And I wanted to call her back. She refused to pick my call. She refused to do anything. I now went to pick my children from the school. It was then she came running. Then that night, my father-in-law called me on phone, told me that, Yemi, don't let me get angry with you. How would you be dragging my kids with me? Kids that I provide for. He changed their school, now sending me messages that I should come and balance the school fees. I said, I'm not balancing anything because you did not even seek my opinion. Why would you change my children's school fees? School, rather. For what reason? The intimidation is becoming too much. This is the Uber, her boyfriend. This is it. I had everything, Your Honor. The boy used the car to have an accident. After collecting the car, my father did not want problem. This is it. I had an agreement with someone. She took this document. This is my own document that I signed with someone. She took it, gave it to my father, and then created the same one. I called my father, Daddy.
I didn't get that. It's not clear to me.
She has a boyfriend. The day she seized my car. The day she seized the car, you said I'm drunk.
Okay,
How did I drive to work? Came back. I came to our street. I entered the house. You said I was drunk. You now called because I was tired. And then each time I leave the house as early as 4 o'clock, Your Honor. And I come back very tired. Though that day I went out and I had alcohol. And when I got back, I went inside and I slept. Immediately I slept, she called her brother to come and pick the car. To come and pick the car from my house and take to her father's house. A car that her father did not buy. For what reason? After she did that, she made sure that me and my father said, okay, Yemi, don't use that car again, just for peace to reign. Leave it. And you can look for another car. I said, yes, sir. I looked for another car. She prepared this agreement. The guy had an accident with the car 2 months after. She did not even call my father and say, Daddy, I'm sorry. This is the guy's details. Till date, the guy has absconded with his ATM. I was still the one that went to Lekki toll. If not, he would have killed people. The guy was under influence of alcohol. He drove and hit. I have the evidence on my phone, Your Honor. He almost killed the people that were protesting NSAS. My father would have been in jail at the moment. My father did not say anything. He repaired the car and said, Yemi, just come and take it. The car is behind here as we talk. He has given it to me that, Yemi, just take it. I don't want problem. Use it to be paying your rent until you get a job. I've been applying for jobs. I even went for an interview recently with Adron Homes. I have all the evidence. I'm not sitting down. I'm not a lazy person. But I'm going out of my way just to make sure that things work out. But I've seen that she intentionally moved her. She has been planning it with the mother. So she doesn't want to listen to me. If you don't want to listen to me, let me be seeing my kids. Even in the human rights you went to report to, they said it to you. They said be bringing the kids to the station when your husband requires of them. When he wants to see them, I will buy things, I will buy foods. She will not come. Those things will spoil. It's unfair. Since August. And then we did a court wedding. Based on this, I said it in the station that, okay, since you want to hold your daughter, if it's divorce you want, tell me here. I never said it. Then when I now saw that she wrote it in her statement that she wants separation, I said, very good.
Where? At the police?
At the police station in her statement. I said, very good. I want divorce. Since I did not chase you out of my house, your mother came to pack her things. Your mother, and then afterwards you used the influence of police because they tried several times with the army hoodlums to come and force me to open the door. When I showed those people that they sent, that look, oh, see the video of what my mother-in-law did to me. See the causes. If I play the video to you, ma, Your Honor, you'll be surprised. She has been...
Let me look at it.
Okay, thank you, ma. Thank you, Your Honor.
They go there. Yes, don't even come my house. They go there.
That's the mother, ma.
It's very messy. It's too messy. Very, very messy. And it's obvious that your marriage is going through serious challenges. Another issue of domestic violence between the two of you. It's not encouraging at all. It's not one-sided. It's from the two sides. You keep beating her.
I've
Right?
done that twice. Maybe twice, Your Honor.
Whether it's once, whether it's
And I
twice.
promised I wasn't going to do it again.
Listen to me. Whether it's once, if it's once and never repeated, then I know you are repentant. But for you to repeat it the second time, the probability of the third and fourth and fifth is always there. And as for you, Aramide, the usual, most common, I'm not saying the only way, but most common is usually from men to women because physically they are stronger. So I'm shocked that you had to as well.
I had to defend myself.
There are ways. Let me tell you, most cases you run out of the house and you go straight to the police station. I'm not joking.
There won't be another.
You go straight to the police station. That's their job. Let them come and pack him out of the house and keep him there. Then you call his family members to go and meet him over there. Because your safety and the children is important. The way you hit him on the head, if something had gone wrong and he died, you know the story won't be this way again. That's why you have to restrain yourself, even you. I remember that at the beginning when you started narrating your story, you made reference to the fact that you have alcohol problem.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you said it's resolved now.
Yes, Your
How did you resolve it?
I went for treatment in a outpatient. Though they did test my liver, my kidneys, checked everything, run, and then they saw I wasn't there was no need for me to be admitted as an inpatient. And then I was
You were going for the session.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Because most cases, when couples come before me, they do mention domestic violence, passively, the way you've just mentioned it. But most cases, they hardly ever take step to go and report at the police station. And you know, issue of domestic violence ordinarily is a criminal matter. It's not a civil case. But most cases, people are here, couples are here, they want to resolve the differences they have and how to move on. But when it comes to domestic violence from either, you read newspaper, you see what happens. We have husband killing wives. We have wives killing husband. The unfortunate part is, once one of the spouse is dead, the other one ends up in jail, and the children are just there. So when you say you are angry, you have to, especially when you have children. If marriage is not working out, and from what I've heard, I mean, now, if you have to come back together, I'm not saying you should because you've not asked me. You are not here because you want to come back together. I will not even encourage you because I first asked you to go for marriage counseling, anger management classes. I have to be sure that what you claimed about the alcohol is real. Not just because of the two of you, but because of the children. They will be my paramount concern. Because if you have children that grow up to witness that kind of relationship, the way you are interacting, they will think that's the normal way it should be. And they grow up and start repeating. So it has to be corrected. And based on that, I would have stepped in. But right now, from what I can gather, you are trying to prove to the court that you've been a responsible husband or true, even though you have anger management. I mean, alcohol issues, right? And from your own end, I could see that what you've been trying to prove to the courts, like, well, even if, because you claim you opened the shop and all this stuff, even if he's been responsible, he's been putting you through a lot of stress due to the alcohol issue. And the fact that your parents, from both sides, they have a lot of inputs into your relationship is your fault. You really have to limit the involvement of third parties. Not just your family, third parties. When it comes to the issue of the children right now, I asked for the age of the children. Considering their age, she's supposed to have the custody when you are living apart. The children should be living with her. And you are doing the right thing by giving her upkeep. Because even the law in Lagos State now, people will refer to as baby mamas. If you impregnate a lady, even though you are not married to her, the law mandates you to always give her upkeep towards the child. These are even your children. So that's the right thing to do. You make sure the school fees, the upkeep and everything. Where are you living right now?
My parents.
Yeah, with your parents. But is entitled to have access to the children. As long as you are still living apart, you have to give him access to the children. And we're going to work that pattern out right now. They go to school Monday to Friday. You all live within the same vicinity.
Yes, right.
So which is good enough. And whatever we agree on today is over the children is open to review. If you see any reason why you think we should change it, you come back to court. Either. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's the only weekends that is available to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
What time do you close in church on Sundays? 12 o'clock. So you drop them off by 3 o'clock. Alright? I want to limit interaction between you and your in-laws too. So I think I should... Will you prefer to pick them up as well?
Okay.
It's okay by you? Alright then. So what time do you normally prepare them for bed and for dinner?
7.
7. So you pick them up by 6.
Okay.
So 3 hours. If there's no complaint, if the children are okay by it too and everything, I won't change it. Alright.
Sorry. Your Honor, I want to also state that they've given a series of malicious talks, feeding my...
That's why you are having these 3 hours now.
Yes, Your
To
Honor.
correct whatever is on ground. I want to limit either of you's interaction with your in-laws. The two of you, As long as you give the upkeep and everything,
Yes.
how much do you give on a monthly basis?
I give that 10,000 naira and I
How
buy
much?
10,000 naira and I buy the
How many
1,000
children?
for 3 children.
3 children. I'm about to explain something. Your
Okay.
Honor. I give her 10,000 naira for the children. That's for feeding. Then I buy the pampers, buy the milk. The messages are here, and then part of the receipts are there from the supermarket.
So by the time you buy all those things, about how much do you spend extra?
Roughly about 50,000 in a month.
I'll suggest to give her everything.
I used to give her the cash, but I
That's
noticed
what
that
I'm
they
saying.
weren't using it for
From
my
now,
children.
it doesn't matter. Let me tell you.
That's why I
As
started buying.
a mother,
Okay, Your Honor.
let me tell you, you've not had access to them for a while now.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
They've been feeding.
Sorry, Your Honor. I'm only just saying it that basically we've been doing, and then also I've been buying to supplement all that along the line.
You know what? Stop the buying.
Yes, Your Honor.
Stop the supplements.
Okay, sir.
Just pay.
Pay.
You give her the money.
Transfer for evidence purposes.
Be keeping everything.
Records. I do that.
want to be sure. So don't buy. Send money to her. Pay fees, everything. Keep the record.
Then
In case we ever need it.
Okay.
Just be keeping, just the way you kept on.
Then, Your Honor, henceforth, they should return them back to their school. Their,
So you are the one giving judgment now. Go ahead and
I'm sorry for that. Because actually, I paid.
let me tell you, on the issue of the school,
Yes, Your Honor.
the way it is now, the two of you have to come together towards, because she has the custody,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are making part payments. The only thing I can not do is to make you pay more than
What have been paid?
the school fees at these
Yes,
places.
yes.
If she's ready to put the difference, whether from the parents or anywhere, let them
This
add
place
it.
is even cheaper than the previous school.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Judge Funke encourages the separated couple to seek marriage counseling and anger management. After the break, she wraps this matter.
Oluwayemi is to pay Aramide on monthly basis by the last day of every month the sum of 50,000 naira towards the welfare and upkeep of the children. For now, it's still subject to review once the financial status of Yemi improves. And every Sunday by 3 p.m., Aramide is to drop the children of the marriage with Oluwayemi and pick them up by 6 p.m. That's my ruling.
All rise.